Have you ever started a new hobby with excitement, only to abandon it a few weeks later? Or perhaps you have a project gathering dust in a closet, half finished and forgotten. You are not alone. The tendency to leave things halfway is a common human experience, and understanding the psychology behind incompletion can offer valuable insights into our motivations, fears, and even our aspirations. At the heart of incompletion lies the complex interplay between motivation and reward. When we begin something new, whether it's learning a language, writing a novel, or embarking on a fitness journey, we are often fueled by a burst of enthusiasm. This initial excitement is powered by the novelty of the task and the promise of achievement. Our brains release dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and motivation, giving us a surge of energy to start. But as the novelty fades and the reality of sustained effort sets in, our motivation often wanes. The task becomes more challenging, progress slows, and the immediate rewards are replaced by delayed gratification. For many, this is the point where projects are paused or abandoned. The initial spark simply isn't enough to keep the fire burning. Procrastination also plays a significant role in why people leave things unfinished. It's not always about laziness. More often, it's a coping mechanism for dealing with fear. Fear of failure, fear of imperfection, or even fear of success. The pressure to meet internal or external expectations can be overwhelming. By leaving something incomplete, we avoid the final judgment of our work. An unfinished project exists in a state of potential. It is neither a success nor a failure. This ambiguous status can feel safer than risking criticism or disappointment. Perfectionism is another psychological factor that drives incompletion. For perfectionists, the idea of producing something less than flawless can be paralyzing. Rather than risk creating something imperfect, some people choose to stop altogether. The project remains in limbo, preserved in its unfinished state, rather than being exposed to scrutiny. This can create a cycle where the fear of imperfection leads to avoidance, which in turn results in more unfinished tasks and growing self-doubt. The environment and context in which we work also influence our ability to complete tasks. Modern life is rife with distractions, social media, notifications, and constant demands on our attention. Our focus is fragmented, making it difficult to see long-term projects through to completion. Additionally, the abundance of choices can lead to what psychologists call decision fatigue. When faced with too many options, our mental resources become depleted, making it harder to commit to and finish any single task. Sometimes people leave things halfway simply because their interests change. What was once exciting may lose its appeal as new opportunities or passions emerge. This is a natural part of personal growth and exploration. We are constantly evolving, and it's normal for our goals and priorities to shift over time. Leaving something incomplete can be a sign that we are moving toward pursuits that are more aligned with our current values or interests. However, there are ways to overcome the cycle of incompletion. Setting realistic goals, breaking tasks into manageable steps, and celebrating small victories can help maintain motivation over time. Developing self-compassion and embracing the idea that imperfection is part of the process can reduce the fear that leads to avoidance. Finally, cultivating focus and minimizing distractions can create an environment more conducive to follow through. Incompletion is a universal experience, rooted in our psychology and shaped by our environment. By understanding why we leave things halfway, we can learn to navigate our own motivations and make conscious choices about where to invest our time and energy. Sometimes the act of finishing is less about the end result and more about the growth and resilience we develop along the way.